Hey everybody, I said there might be another one tonight. So while I'm moving things around in the shed, this one's going to get popped back in the back corner. It might not be out for a year or two, so we're going to do a little video about this one. There's a few more. Hey, there you go. Well, this little son of a gun's a pretty nice tractor. And what a tractor it is. A 720 high crop, black dash. Going to wait for, hey Wendell, how you doing? There's plenty of restored high crops in this world, folks. But there's originals are originals only once. These are my two precious original high crops. That's the 730 in the background we did the video on a little while ago. Neither one had been out of the garage in 2 or 3 years, and I'm rearranging the garage, and they're probably going to go back in behind some stuff and not get a chance to run. But I threw a battery in this little gas in the pony. It took right off. And I thought while I had it out, I'd show it all to you. Because, as you know, two-cylinder high crops that are restored, well, there's a lot of them around. A lot of money and time been spent to restore them. But where do you find an original one? This tractor has a very long history that is pretty cool. This is a 1958, 57, I forget, 57. It's the second year of the 720 John Deere, so it's called a black dash, and it has all plastic steering wheel, and it's a high crop. There were 44 of these made. Yes, 44. More than half of them were exported. This one has an interesting history in that it was exported to Bolivia. Yes, the country of Bolivia is there for most of its life, and it was brought back to the USA by a fellow from Nebraska called Gary Phillips, probably 20 years ago, and he had a great big auction like 15 years ago, sold out. Guy in Indiana bought it, and wish I'd have bought the first time. Then it come up the opportunity. My friend Dustin Wilkie bought it for me at the sale in Indiana 12, 14 years ago, something like that. But I've had it ever since. As you all know, high crops live a really hard life in the sugarcane or, in high hours places where they just farm all year long. So they're totally worn out. This is the oddity. This one is not worn out. This one, the front end's never been welded. Never at all. It's got the original front end weights. The radius rods are perfect. The sheet metal is super. When we got it, we did a few little things to it. I think we put some new bushings in this tie rod. That's why you see a couple little things. The sheet metal is 100% original. Has an interesting history. I did a little research back in the late 50s. There was some kind of a cooperation between the U.S. and Bolivia, and this had something to do with this. So maybe these were donated to Bolivia. I really don't know, but there's some kind of a story along with that. And when I got it, it had some oddball tires on it, and I was fortunate enough to locate these new old stock 2-rib front tires, 750-20s, which are absolutely freaking non-existent. They're the only two in the whole world that I have, and they look good on this tractor. And I found a set of new old stock rears, I took them off another tractor. They were 90%, but they're the Firestone Champion Spade Grip that would have come on this tractor new. The 3-point is pretty much original. I think these things were worn out, and I found a guy in Argentina who reproduced them, who made them because they're still using the tractors, and I ordered them from there. This drawbar piece we made because we could not find one. But everything else is pretty much original on there. Interesting story, when I got it, as most of them are, the battery box was rusted out. And I was fortunate enough to find one at an auction out in the Midwest, a 720, just about like this. The sheet metal was a little banged up, but it ran good. And the battery box was perfect. So I bought that tractor and stuck the battery box on this. And now I've told the whole world, but you can't hardly tell. The only reason you can tell this isn't original to the tractor is that's not in Spanish. It's in English. But a lot of the other stuff on this is in Spanish, even the gauges, because it was exported. Another interesting point is the steering wheel was cracked. And Richie Brown out at New Paris Tractor Parts, who's the two-cylinder man, had a nice used. Now I have a new old stock one of the wheels, but it doesn't look right. Found a nice used one that was shiny, and I put that original 4-spoke wheel back on it. This tractor was shipped without power steering, and I'm going to tell you what, it was a bear to drive. So that tractor I just told you about, that I got the battery box off, had power steering that worked like a dream. And I thought, well, you know what? So what if it was shipped with manual steering? I stuck the power steering pump in there. All this here. You can't tell I ever swapped this because it's all the exact same patina, so I put it in there. Someday when I'm gone, if some purist goes and researches this tractor and thinks it ought to have manual steering, well, he can take it back off. But it drives a lot nicer. But of all the 720, of all the two-cylinder tractors made, the 720 Pony Start diesel is by far my favorite. And high crop's even cooler. So this, I guess this is my favorite 2-cylinder in the whole world. And this one is awful, awful nice. I don't drive it much. I don't think I've ever taken it to a show, and I've owned it a lot of years. I know I won't take it to a show this year. But we had my son's graduation party last night. We virtually had a show. We had 20 tractors on the lawn. So this is a Black Dash 720 high crop, second year of production, 44 total built. I don't remember if that's both years or just the second year. We might have replaced the emblem on the front, but it's 99% original, the way you don't find a high crop anymore. Love it to death. It's going back in the into the shed here, but I thought y'all would like to see this son of a gun because it is cool. It doesn't get out very often. And that's the 720 Black Dash Pony Start high crop. This might be the end for today, but I'm not quite sure. So y'all enjoy the rest of your 4th. Thank you for watching.